What's up, ways? Welcome back to Melina. As always, I'm your host from Notorious, and joining me once again today is Shaun.
Hello.
It's another one of those. It's the end of our recording day. It's another one of those episodes where we're just gonna be talking about what we've been doing recently.
Freeform, bitches.
Freeform.
We can do whatever we want.
And we've had a busy fucking week.
Oh, fucking tell me about it. I say that as I'm holding this fucking wine glass with brew in it because we couldn't get all the other glasses weren't great.
There's two plastic cuts through there that are just there's just stuff I can't get off of them.
Yeah, so imagine like the fanciest wine glass in your head, your viewer, and imagine iron brew in it.
I'm sure Melina would be able to tell us exactly what kind of glasses these are.
Hold on, I'm gonna take a picture and then send it to her later.
Wow.
She needs to know.
But yeah, this is the last recording session we'll be doing at my grandparents' house, because we're currently in the process of getting it set up to be sold. So yeah, we're no longer gonna have the space to just not bother people while we're recording. So
yeah, we're gonna have to be intrusive next time.
Yeah. So yeah, it means there's just not anything in this house currently that's usable.
Yeah, so we had to get the wine glasses for our brew.
I don't even know why these were just all the glasses, cups, plates, bowls, cutlery, gone. There's one mug because my mom drinks out of it when she's here.
Fair.
I don't know why there's these like wine glasses.
They are fancy as fuck though.
I've never seen them before. I don't know where they came from.
They just appeared to us in our moment of need.
But yeah, we've had a busy week. Last week we went to see Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, with Melina.
And Manuel. He was also there. We went to see it in IMAX, and oh my god, that was incredible.
Okay, I gotta state, that was my first ever IMAX experience.
Same.
And like, wow.
Yeah.
What a movie to start with, and what just an experience in and of itself.
Yeah.
Because that's a good fucking movie.
Yep. And the more I see about it after like having been to see it, just the production of it, the filmmaking of it, like it's such a rare kind of movie that you don't get. At least not in the like big blockbuster sphere, you know?
It feels like it's one of those movies that like is award winning like for a reason. Like it's not won any awards yet, but
no, it's only just come out, so.
But you like it's gonna win something.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if it wins Best Visual Effects next year.
Absolutely. I mean, with the amount of work that went into the visual effects, not just like computer generated, just straight up.
Yep.
The things they did to get that to look the way it did.
Yep.
Whoa. Heavily spoilers, by the way.
Oh yeah, we're going to be spoiling this movie if you haven't seen it yet. I
bring that up specifically because you made sure that me and Melina, or tried your best to make sure me and Melina didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I also hoped Manuel would be the same, but he had seen the trailer for it ahead of something else he had been to see, so there was no avoiding that, unfortunately. Because the trailers show entirely too much. The first one that they released ends with a bit of a reveal that I don't think they do. The second trailer full on just shows well, I guess we said spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, click off now, go to later on in the episode. I'm sure we will be talking about it.
3, 2, 1.
First trailer ends showing Rocky's ship in space, and then the second trailer just full on shows Rocky. And I think both of those things are entirely too much to give away about the movie. Those need to be surprise moments.
Definitely. I can say as someone who had no idea that aliens were going to be a thing. When I went into the movie, my image of the movie was basically going to be, similar to The Martian. Just Ryan Gosling in space trying to figure something out for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I was ready for that. I was going to commit to that. I was happy to see that. The moment the spaceship showed up, I was like, huh. Oh, okay.
And then we get one of the best movie characters to ever exist, Rocky.
That entire sequence of the back and forth of like just throwing the bottles in basically bottles in the sea.
Yeah.
Back and forth, trying to establish communication. the ship sort of docking.
Yep.
With like the Mary.
Yeah, the Hail Mary.
The Hail Mary, yeah. The whole the build up to like the sort of the wall separating them to Rocky's reveal. It's all so fucking good.
So there's another thing actually that they don't convey in the movie, but the first tunnel sequence where like he goes through the tunnel and then eventually finds the little small like glass part, well, see-through part of it. In the book, it's conveyed that there's more sort of different types of material than you can kind of see in the movie, and it's because later Rocky tells Grace that he put all these different types up so that he would see which one like Grace gravitated to.
Okay.
And that's why he builds it out of that material, but he had no idea it was see-through. Because Rocky can't see. He had no idea
he doesn't have eyes.
Yeah. Because Grace eventually has to tell him at some point in the book what vision is.
Yeah.
Which is what leads him to build the texture gun.
Yeah,
thing.
The sort of screen thing that Rocky looks in quotes through.
Yeah, because he points it at a screen and then it makes like a 3D representation of it, because Rocky needs that to be able to use sound waves to see, basically. There's so many cool details about this movie and then the book and stuff that are just so man.
Yeah. Is this already gonna be one of your best movies of the year?
I genuinely don't think anything's gonna top this for movie of the year. I mean, Dune comes out at the end of this year. I don't think it's moving the needle. Like, I like the Dune movies, but the Dune movies are kind of depressing.
Yeah.
By intention, for a reason, but it's been a long time since we've had a movie that's just
this big,
so uplifting.
Yeah.
And like on this scale.
Yes.
You know, it's one of the really funny things currently about Andy Weir, the author of the book, having to also do press circuit because he's just saying the dumbest shit. He's like, oh, you know, I'm an author of entertainment. I don't write agendas. I don't put in politics in my books. And I'm like, you wrote the book about all the governments of the world uniting to save the Earth.
Yes.
And your main guy does it and then turns around and risks his own life to save an alien.
Yes.
You do have politics in your books, but it's probably a case of you don't see the politics unless they're the ones you don't agree with.
Yeah, well, I think it's more the fact that like he sees this as he sees that as such a fundamental like moral thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't even apply politics to it. Sadly, not realizing we're in a world where having decent empathy is now a political statement.
Yeah, he also is the same guy that said Star Trek shouldn't be about the message and should be about the Romulans and the Earth Federation shooting at each other.
He must have.
So he's dumb. Like, he's not.
He must have loved the J.J. Abrams movies.
He's not smart.
No. Which is wild that he wrote these books.
Yeah, I think he is someone who, I think you're right, is very a certain way politically inclined and sees certain things as fundamentally like a human thing.
Yeah.
And he's sort of said something to that extent, but I also think he is someone who is just stupid.
He's not seeing like the full thing here.
I think he keeps talking and is just revealing that he's maybe not
as smart as the books would make you think. Yeah, because if you'd like, I mean, I've not read the books. I'm seeing the movie. I've seen this, and I saw The Martian way back a while ago. I'd have to rewatch it again to have an actual opinion on it, because it may have been during lockdown, and I may have been a bit drunk at the time.
I haven't seen or read The Martian in 10, 12 years.
Damn.
It's been a while, yeah.
But going off of this movie, I would have praised him for on like seeming intelligent, just on how well it portrayed the idea of just being a human and trying to communicate with an alien life, because that's something that like fascinates me. like just in like speculative sci-fi stuff in general, like one of the things I would think out for a while is just how would we be able to communicate with something that is just completely alien?
Yeah.
Like purely something not that we know of in the universe. How would we even begin to start communication? And this one sort of tackles it a little bit by like, well, at first you'd have to do the most fundamental things of like tapping.
Yep.
And like trying to communicate, and even just the stuff of like giving a thumbs up isn't gonna mean anything to an alien. I love that part where Grace gives the thumbs up and he's like, oh, yeah. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, because it's one of those things in the book where like they figure out yes, and then Rocky immediately starts communicating no, and in the book he has this moment of being like, I don't know what he's trying to tell me. Was he trying to tell me? I don't get it. And then he's like, oh, I'm a teacher. Of course, the first thing you're meant to... And it is incredibly stupid on its face as well, but he's like, oh, yeah, the first thing you teach someone after teaching them yes is no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, well done. We figured out this extremely simple concept.
Look, he's having a very stressful time.
Because that's something I said to you when we left the cinema, is that I can hand wave a lot of Weir's really cringy writing on the fact that it is usually people in extremely stressful situations who are just trying their best to cope.
Yeah, you're not in your right mind in those situations. You're freaking the fuck out. You are spending the rest of your time coping to not freak out.
Yep.
So yeah, you're gonna be awkward as shit. This sort of writes in a little bit to like my main criticism of the movie, which I have told you and Melina when we were discussing it right after the movie, and that like most of the dialogue is fine when it's specifically in space and it's Rocky and Grace hanging out, forming their friendship with each other like over however long the movie takes place. It's good. It works. It all works well. When you have top level secret government officials reciting dialogue out of like almost a campy action movie and making these very Lord and Miller-esque jokes.
Yeah, it's Reddit humor.
It's Reddit humor. That's what it is. It's Reddit talk.
His
entire from government officials in a really stressful situation, and it's like, what are you doing? This is serious. Fucking focus.
It is the one like unfortunate thing about Weir being in the public consciousness again, is that people are evaluating his prose, and yeah, he does write like that. Yeah, he does write like a Redditor, but you can't deny that he writes a really compelling story.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of need to look past it. Like I said, most of these people are in really high tense situations where their life is on the line. So, the movie pushes it too far, though.
Yeah, that's why I specifically say, obviously, because, I've not read the book, so I can only comment on the movie. I call it Lord and Miller writing. Yeah. And it is similar enough to how they'd write something in, like, their movies I have seen, like, it's mostly the animated stuff. So, like, it's Spider-Verse, but it's also Clouded with a Chance of Meatballs and stuff like that. And it's like, I didn't even realize it was like their movie at first until you told me like after, and then the moment you did, I was like, oh, that all clicks into place.
Because it's the one thing I kind of dislike about the movie is the weird change to Grace's character, specifically on Earth.
Yeah.
Because in space, he is an amnesiac trying to piece together his life, his memories, who he is,
and that happens in the movie.
Yeah, and it happens in the movie, and I think they really nail that, because he eventually has to land on the realization of like, I was put here against my will.
I was dragged here kicking and screaming because I'm a fucking coward, and I'm not actually. I didn't come here bravely for the choice of like my crew members. I shat the bed.
Yeah. In the movie, all of that's played for laughs.
Yeah.
Flashing back to him being,
or at least it's mostly played like more comedically than it really sort of should have. Like, not to say it's like a full-on comedy scene.
He climbs a piece of furniture and starts screaming, and then runs out of the room, and they chase him before injecting him with tranquilizer.
Yeah.
It's definitely played as a full comedy scene. Yeah. In the book, he fights, he argues.
It's a dramatic breakdown.
Yeah. He's played in the movie as such a pathetic person on the Earth sequences. In the book, that's not how he is written.
It's like, not to this level, but it almost feels like 2 steps away from like a Roland Emmerich, like, or even Michael Bay smart character of like, yeah, I don't know about these guys. You know, your stereotypical 80s nerd.
Yeah. Because, like, even as far back as when they first bring the astrophage down to Earth and have him, like, you know, research it to figure it out, it's like he laughs Strat off and leaves, and then when he gets home is hauled into an SUV and taken there, whereas here it's like, again, it's played for laughs. And then when he spends all this time researching it, figuring it out, Strat's like, oh, well, okay, you did that. I'm now going to pass it to all these other scientists because, you know...
My bit's done.
Your bit's done. You thought it wouldn't be water-based life form. It is. You've been proven wrong. We're going to move on. You've done your piece. You can go back and teach your kids. And then he's like, no, I'm too invested now.
Okay.
I can't not work on this and let the world potentially die. And so he fights and argues with Strat. She gives him the 3... He's the one that figures out how to reproduce the blah, blah, blah. Then they're taken to the ship, and they don't play it for laughs in the same way they do in the movie, where some guy says, you know, boom, there it is.
That's the part that really sticks out to me, because it's like, this is this super serious guy, and then he just makes like a fucking Marvel-esque quip in the middle of that scene. It's like, what are you doing, guys? This isn't, the tone isn't quite right here.
The conversation they have when he gets off the jet about, like, how you reproduce that at scale, where like, you know, you put the pipe and then the elbow and the light and all that sort of stuff, that happens in that conference scene in the book. It's like there's a Chinese, Russian and German like representatives there, and they're all saying, here's what our labs have done, we haven't really achieved this, we've sort of figured out the engine that we need, blah blah blah. And so it's played more in like a serious thing, and like he's making some quips because he's like deeply uncomfortable, because he's like, I've just been hauled from buttfuck nowhere America to the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, and he's allowed to be a little dorky. Like, I don't want him to be like a super serious, like, take it all seriously thing. He's allowed to be a little dorky. It's just it played a bit too much.
Yeah. And then, you know, before he gets sent up to the Hail Mary, he properly like gives Strat what for. Like, he's telling her that she's gonna kill him, that she's allowing him to die when he has the right to live.
Yeah, like the clip you sent me from the audiobook, he specifically goes, you are sending me to die. You are killing me. Don't play this up as some heroic thing. You are sending me to an almost like an execution. I don't think he says that word specifically. He says,
I can't remember what he says specifically,
but that's like the drive he's going through, and he straight up says, no, I have worked so hard for this. I have a right to live. I have the right to stay here and live my life now that I've done this for you. It's that very human part of, he's right to fight for himself, but he also is playing into that little bit of like, I don't know what the word is, self.
He is.
It's that selfish, and I don't even mean that in a super bad way. Like that selfish reason.
It's definitely like his cowardice on full display. And
he is a coward in that moment, but he has a fucking point, and no shit is he gonna fight to live.
It's what sort of like fundamentally makes the journey you've already gone on him with to discover how to stop the astrophage and realize that he did it all against his will and didn't want to do this out of a place of cowardice, and yet did it anyway. That makes that scene so impactful. So to go through that journey in the movie and then have him just be a guy that climbs a cabinet, screams, and then wakes up in the Hail Mary, it makes him far more pathetic.
And then like have like the moment where in the background he's already running out the gate, and you just have like Strat just like go, get the guards or something like that. It's almost played like a Simpsons like scene.
Yeah,
and it's like that's no.
And I think like Ryan Gosling and I unfortunately don't know the name of the woman that plays Strat.
I've seen her before.
Like they could deliver. They could play that scene the way it's played in the book.
There's so many other dramatic scenes in the movie that Ryan Gosling fucking kills it in, that she kills it in when she gets her serious moments. It could have been a highlight of the movie, and right now it's just sort of a bit clunky.
Yeah.
Because like the reveal that he is a coward in the movie, it comes off less as like a profound thing of, oh wow, he still did all this even when that's where he started, and it shows more into like his character, and it more just comes off as a like an almost like cartoon liar revealed sort of thing, and it's like but like when it's over you're basically going, okay, he still did all this though, so does this really matter now?
Because I don't think it shows, like in that clip I sent you from the book where she says, I think you're a fundamentally good person, a coward, but fundamentally good. That is something that you get to see through his progression in the book, his standing up for himself, fighting to get the astrophage, to research it, to not go up to the Hail Mary. But then in the end, like even though he's on the Hail Mary, doesn't have any memory, researches it anyway. Like that shows he is a fundamentally good person.
Yeah.
It's just that he is scared for his life, and that's totally understandable. In the movie, it doesn't execute upon that.
Yeah, the way it's executed it's just the fact that it played it for comedy.
Yeah. And it disarms it in a way that isn't really...
It makes it less profound and more just
Yeah, it's the same thing like when they're leaving each other, Rocky and Grace, and he starts dancing in the tunnel again. It's like, I get it's a callback, but could you just let the moment be emotional?
I'm gonna be 50-50 on that because I did find that really cute.
It is, but at the same time, I think if it weren't for the fact that they undercut so many emotional moments already...
Yeah, it does come like right when you think the scene is ready to end now.
Yeah. Because like they show they're capable of really displaying these weighty moments when he does the astrophage collection and it does the IR sequence out in space. That's, you know, a moment.
That is quite the moment.
Yeah, and the music's stunning during that sequence. And then when he's like talking about making peace with dying and then breaking down when Rocky's like, no, I can give you the fuel and you can go home, and because he hasn't made peace with it, they show that they can do these weighty moments.
They can even make it a little bit comedic, because that whole part where like he's like, I didn't make peace with it, or, like it's like, that's funny, but it's they kept the drama in it. They kept the emotional grounding of it, and even when it they can show that they can, and they can even show that they can do full seriousness, because when Rocky is on the verge of death, and you think that like he's possibly not going to wake up, which I honestly thought he wasn't going for a bit, and I was like, fuck you. They play that completely straight. That whole moment of Grace like watching him sleep and being like, you gotta wake up, buddy. That was completely serious, so they can do it. So why did the scenes where it was called on for them to keep doing it, they just didn't?
Yeah, and they can also do it in subtle ways, like Grace's arm gets scarred from Rocky saving him, and during the sequences when like Rocky doesn't seem like he's gonna wake up, Grace occasionally keeps looking at his arm, and then when there's like going home and then he realizes what's wrong with the astrophage containers, he keeps looking at his arm before he makes the decision to go back and get Rocky and save him.
I didn't even clock that.
It took me so long to figure it out, because it's never communicated in the movie what the scar on his arm is. It sort of just comes out of nowhere, and I couldn't remember something like that happening in the book. It took me like a day after we had been to see it to piece together that that's what it was.
That's good shit.
It is. It's great. So they can do subtle stuff like that, but then they keep undercutting themselves.
Yeah.
In moments like the sort of really important part about him being forced to go on the mission.
Yeah.
Essentially being kidnapped and sent on the suicide run against his will.
Yeah, it is sort of the crux of like that whole problem.
Yeah.
I wonder if, I'm not sure if I'm using the term right. Is it like bathos or something that was like the problem, where like it's a serious scene that then decides to not take itself seriously because the author's too scared of being called cringe.
Oh, yeah.
OSP did a whole like video on it, so that's where I'm getting it from. It might be a different term and I'm just confusing things, but
I think you might be right, because pathos is like the emotional weight of something. And so maybe bathos is like the...
Yeah, it's the Marvel problem, basically, where like they can't let themselves have too serious a moment for too long.
Yeah.
You gotta make a joke, otherwise the kids will call you cringe for caring about things.
Yeah.
It felt like it was going that, and I didn't want to call the movie Marvel writing because it's better than Marvel writing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a disservice to the movie itself to say that. But it came off as that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's why I've been saying Lord and Miller writing, because you know they're Marvel adjacent. Sorry, guys.
And yeah, because to also call it Marvel writing undercuts like the end of the movie, where it's such like a hopeful tone.
Yeah, exactly.
Where like Earth is saved. Grace makes the decision. Well, in the movie, he doesn't necessarily make the decision there and then. He asks Rocky if he can think about it to stay on Erid, and I think because he has nothing on Earth.
No, not really.
Like
we see very thoroughly that he doesn't have anything on Earth. The only thing he could have had was Strat.
Yeah.
And well, she drugged him and put him into space to die.
Yeah.
For good intentions, but you know, she still did that, and I don't blame him for not forgiving her.
Because that's something she mentions in the book, is that he doesn't have a dog. He doesn't have anyone in his life that you could consider like a love interest, because he's scared of heartbreak.
Yeah.
He doesn't have friends. All he has is the kids that he teaches, who will move on.
Yeah.
You know, when they leave school. And so it's like, yeah, the ultimate end of his character arc is staying with his best friend Rocky on an alien planet.
He has a life in space now, so just stay on the alien planet where they've specifically curated this part of it for you to live in.
Yeah, because in the book, the ending, it's much further on in time. He's, I think, 60, 70 at that point. Walks with a cane. Is like grey hair, has like, you know, conditions and stuff at that point.
He's old,
and he says, you know, I keep putting off, you know, they told me that I could, they would refuel and send me home, and I just asked if I could think about it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go home, and I stayed. And I think that's really, you know.
Yeah.
One thing the book doesn't cover at the end is that obviously on Erid, they don't have food that he can eat. They genetically clone his own cells to make burgers and meat that he can eat. He calls them me burgers. So he's essentially eating himself.
Self-cannibalism.
Yeah.
Auto-cannibalism.
Yep.
Wow, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of glad the movie left that bit out.
Yeah, because there's not enough at that point in the movie to thoroughly explain why they had to do that, which is anything else that they could make, even if it's vegetables and all this sort of stuff, doesn't have enough nutrition for him to live and get by on.
Yeah.
So they had to do the me burgers so that he could, you know, sustain.
Yeah, so he could live.
You can't explain that in a movie that has like 10 minutes or 5 minutes of runtime left.
So that's probably why they cut it to just him still being himself, you know, young-ish. And, you know, we'll just assume they had enough rations on the ship to keep him going.
They figured something out.
Yeah. And then the movie's over. You don't need to think about how he's going to stay there indefinitely.
Yeah.
I'm glad I know that now. Holy shit. What a great note to end that story on.
Yeah.
What a story, Mark.
Yeah. Project Hail Mary was great.
That was a good movie, yeah.
Visually stunning.
Yeah. I rated it an 8 on Letterboxd, but like the more I think about it, I may bump it up to a 9 when I rewatch it, when I get the inevitable 4K.
Yeah. See, for me, I gave it a 9, and I'm like, damn, I could give it a 10.
Yeah.
Like, despite those things you were just talking about,
yeah,
where they undercut themselves sometimes, I ultimately think it is the kind of sci-fi film that is made for me.
Yeah.
That is my whole.
Well, hold on. There's no nuclear power stuff yet, though.
Yeah, they skip over that part in the book. In the movie.
Oh, so that's what stopped you from a 10.
Yeah, there's a whole scene where they just nuke Antarctica. They nuke the ice sheets.
Yeah, and that's become like a meme at this point. Where like they like released the nuking Antarctica cut. Antarctica, Arctic, I don't know.
Either one, they nuke the ice caps just to, you know.
We had a guy come up to us.
Yeah, we did. We were standing. I think we were talking about Weir's writing at the time.
Yeah,
and a guy.
Like you brought up something about the book.
Mm-hmm. And the guy came over and he was, you know, he wasn't weird. He was nice enough.
Yeah,
because I feel like no matter how I tell the story, it's gonna sound like.
He was a nice guy. He very politely came up to us. He was a bit of an older guy.
He had been in the screen with us, and he heard us talking about the book or me talking about the book.
And he said he couldn't help but overhear.
Yeah, and he was like, "Is it true in the book that they nuke the ice sheets to release the methane and heat up the earth?" And I stood there and I went, "Oh yeah, they did do that in the book."
Yeah, you just sort of realised that, oh yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, they did put that in the movie. I kind of get why.
yeah, and he was just like, oh.
I'm going to go read the book. And I'm like, that's a weird selling point, but okay.
No, I'm going to be real. You say that to me and I'm like, I got to read that fucking book.
Because I remember, like, he was like, oh yeah, I think we're going to go read the book now. And I just sort of stood and I was like, yeah, you should.
You do that.
And I smiled and nodded, and he just kind of looked at me again, and I went, okay, thank you, bye. And I was like, it was so chill, and then he kind of lingered for a bit longer than I expected him to, and I was like, okay.
Pandemic killed everyone's social skills, man.
I was like, should I have said, was he expecting me to say more, or like, did he want to say more, or I don't know whose social skills are failing here.
To be fair, on the outside, it didn't feel that awkward.
I just remember him looking at me a little too long in the eyes, and I was like, I don't know if I've missed a social cue here.
I don't think you did.
And then he just left, and I was like, okay, yep, okay.
Alright.
Great interaction. And
if nice guy.
You know, if he's read the book, that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah.
In the 1 in a billion chance he's listening.
Yeah, I doubt he's listening. That would be crazy.
That would be wild. You are. Make an account and comment below.
So yeah, that was a fun day. We also watched The Room, which I don't really want to talk about too much. But
no, we'll save that for when Melina's here, because we're not doing that alone.
No.
I do want to say that was unexpected that night.
That was
because we went round to Melina's like right after, and like just to chill for a bit, played some Mario Party, and then we were just like, what do we do now?
Yeah, we had dinner, and then Manuel was like, you want to watch The Room? And we were like,
yeah, because I think he said that like The Room was just on like the PC.
Yeah.
And you were like, you want to watch it?
Yeah.
And we were just like, I mean, I was all for it, because I was I wasn't ready for like to go home at that point. I'll be real. And I was just like, I could watch a shitty movie with friends. Yeah, sure. And Melina did an alcohol run.
Yep.
Thanks again, by the way. And then it was fucking terrible.
It was. I was not prepared for how bad that would actually be.
I was always told it was too bad. It was so bad it was good.
It's not though.
It's not. It's just bad.
It's just bad. Anyway.
Yeah.
Then we went to see a double bill of Park Chan-wook movies, because I don't think, have we talked about it on the podcast that we went to see No Other Choice?
I don't think we have.
Oh. Okay, well, back in January.
Okay, context.
Back in January, Park Chan-wook's new movie was coming out, No Other Choice, and I roped Shaun and Melina into going to see it.
Yeah, which, I mean, and extra context, this is the first time the three of us had been to a movie together in a while.
Oh, yeah. The last time we would have been a Marvel film. Like,
I think it was Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I think so.
That was 2022.
That's crazy.
I know. To be fair, shit kept happening.
Yeah. So yeah, we ended up going to see it. It was good.
It was good.
It's funny. It is easily.
I did like it. I think it's a good movie.
And so, we go about our days.
We go about our lives afterwards, living with what we've seen.
And then I was checking for screenings of La Grazia, an Italian film that I'd seen a trailer for, and I was checking the Picture House in Edinburgh, and I came across on the Sunday that they were showing Oldboy, and I was like, oh cool, I might just go see that instead. And I'm scrolling through and I'm like, oh, they're also showing Decision to Leave. Oh, it's a double bell back to back. Ooh. And then I asked you if you wanted to go, because I kind of knew it was going to be the only way that you would watch Oldboy.
And yeah, you were right. And I also knew that when you asked me. And I will admit, I was kind of hesitant.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, one, we had just been to a movie not that long beforehand, and I have a social battery that usually cannot take that much interaction in 1 week.
Yeah.
But I also was like, you went all this trouble to ask me. I wouldn't mind seeing another film again in the cinema, like, even right now.
Yeah.
And finally, when the fuck am I gonna watch these movies? Like, because we both know I'm not gonna watch these movies anytime soon if I don't go now.
Yup.
And Oldboy's been on my list because everyone I talk to keeps telling me it's a fucking masterpiece.
It is.
And it is.
Yep. So, yeah, we booked tickets. We went to see it. Oldboy was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
That was... I mean, I've seen it... I've lost track of how many times I've seen it before, but I've seen it a bunch of times, and just getting to see it on a big screen.
Yeah, in a theater like that.
Yeah, like an actual, like, theater converted into cinemas. Yeah,
because, like, the cameo is, like... It really is like there's a stage where like the actual like screen is.
They draw the curtains back when the trailer stops so that they can expand it to a widescreen
like
aspect ratio.
Physical curtain.
Yeah.
There are statues in the walls. It is a classic theater.
It has sconces for lighting.
It is amazing. But yeah. Genuine reaction right after I watched it. Holy fucking shit. That dude fucked his daughter.
What
the fuck?
I love when people see Oldboy for the first time, because even if you can call that's where it's heading, the rest of the last act is so unpredictable.
It is such a visceral experience. Yep. I think I turned to you like right after the movie was over, just like... Oh.
Yep. What was the villain's point is still one of my like favorite questions I have, because he just did that for the love of the game, really.
He's nuts.
He's crazy.
I hate to say he's just nuts, but he is just nuts.
He wanted revenge because he got caught fucking his sister, who then killed herself.
Was it? Hold on. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it implied that like maybe he tried to kill her, and she was like, okay, and she was okay with it?
It's sort of because he's like trying to pull her back when we see the flashback.
Okay.
Like, because before he shoots himself, there's a flashback to them on the dam, and he's like holding her, trying to pull her back. Yeah, he's not putting in a lot of effort.
Yeah, and there's the whole thing where like the rumor was like spreading that like, oh, she got pregnant. The rumor seemed to have been that she was just, you know,
a slut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say promiscuous, but you know.
Yeah.
Slut.
Let's call it what the film calls it.
Yeah. The detail of the fact that she was fucking her brother
never comes out.
No. That part is secret, which, you know.
Yeah.
For the way the rumor could go, I think I hate to say it.
Yeah.
You came off a little light.
Yeah.
In regards to that.
Because I'm genuinely like, Odessu told his best friend.
Yes.
Whose name I'm blanking on. It's Jun. So anyway, I don't want to fuck it up. So anyway,
sorry.
He tells his best friend. He moves, and then his best friend tells other people, and somehow, even though Odessu tells him the actual event, it then somehow at school becomes she's pregnant.
Yes,
which is very different.
I think the stage of he told him that, to which he interpreted as, oh, she's just that big of a slut that like she'd go around effing anyone if she's gonna eff her brother.
Okay, yeah.
And then as that went on, the incest angle somehow disappeared.
That's crazy because that would not.
That feels like the part that would stick.
Yeah.
But okay. And then that evolved over time to, oh, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And to the point where she
believed it, and then killed herself because of it.
Yeah, which I think that leads more into the theories of, oh, they're just kind of nuts.
Yeah. And then many years later,
he gets super powerful.
He gets super rich, kidnaps Odessu for 15 years, has him fuck his daughter, confronts him, or gets him to find the truth.
Yeah.
They
after the whole ordeal,
they confront each other. He doesn't really do anything. Odessu cuts out his own tongue, and then he just kills himself.
Yeah. What the fuck, bro?
What was he trying to achieve?
One last coup de grace.
And then Odessu just wipes his own memory, basically.
Which is such a fucking downer ending, really. Because it's such a disgusting thing, but nothing is gonna change now because she doesn't find out.
No, he doesn't tell her.
So they're just gonna continue on now.
Yep.
Not acknowledging that. First off, the age gap is fucked.
Yeah.
Still. Related or not, she could be his daughter, and that's fucked up.
Yep.
The fact that she actually is just so much more fucked up, and she doesn't know.
I think one of the things that I find genuinely fascinating is I wonder if there was actually anything in the box. Or if it was empty and it was just purely to push Odessu over the edge.
I mean, we'll never know.
You never know, because he's crazy to the point where either is an option.
Yeah.
Because he says that the box stays closed, but that doesn't mean that there was anything in the box. And so Odessu could have just been worrying
over nothing. Which would be something he'd do. Yeah. Just to like have the ultimate revenge. One little aspect of the story, I'm not sure if this is me looking too deep into it, but when Odessu's imprisoned in that sort of room, there's this sort of painting thing with like the when you laugh the whole world laughs or something like that, and when you weep alone. Yeah, that's it. I don't think that's exactly it, but I think it's when you laugh the whole world laughs with you. When you weep alone. I think that's... And from what it's never really outright stated like what's going on there, but it seems to, from my implication, it seems to give the idea that he sort of copes instead of crying, he starts laughing. Yeah. So, having said that, the main bad guy, whose name I'm forgetting. Yeah, the brother. Yeah. The brother starts laughing hysterically near the end when he's going completely insane. Yeah. Or when they're both going completely insane, and then right before he kills himself. Yeah, because I think we also see that painting again. Yeah. It's a mirror that has the same inscription, I believe. Okay, yeah, that we see. Because I remember the inscription coming up at some point during the apartment scene. So I took the interpretation that like the brother does the same thing, and when he's laughing like sort of maniacally, at the end, we're supposed to take that he's actually fucking weeping. Like, as well, just in all the shit that's happened. I don't know if that's me looking too deep into it.
No, I think you could be right. I think, like, when he's laughing like that, when we see Odessu, like, you know, he's cut his... Or he's, before that, he's, like, you know, kissing his shoes.
And the way it's framed, like, he sort of covers his face a little bit as well, and we see him moving, so it's sort of 50-50 on if he was crying and laughing for a bit.
I wonder if it's meant to be, like, at that point, he's genuinely maybe having that moment of, like, have I gone...
The lucidity.
Too far? Yeah, the lucidity before he, like, fully... breaks, essentially.
Because the fact that he kills himself, like, right after and, like, has that flashback to the sister is, like, feels like it adds more to that.
Yeah. No, I think that's a pretty good read on it. It's not something I've ever pieced together before, but I think so much happens during that end,
there is a fucking lot.
Yeah.
But, like, that is the first thing I thought of, like, and to be fair, it happened, like, when that phrase happening, it happened every time, like, Odessu usually laughed, or like when anyone laughed, I was like, "Oh, are they actually crying then?"
Yeah, that's a good something I'll need to like watch for on the next rewatch. Because I've never thought about that before.
I'm glad I've given you that interpretation.
Yeah. Because I remember the painting, but I've never pieced together that that's something that extends to, like, other characters. I thought it was just something that Odessu, like, internalized.
Well, I figured that, like, since the brother practically built this whole operation, it'd be something that he would know. So that's just, like, concluding from there.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, apparently the mirror has the same inscription, I think, adds so much more to that.
Yeah.
Which, you know, again, makes it another point for a masterpiece. This was a film.
Yeah.
This was a film.
Yeah.
I get it now. I understand now.
Then we walked out for 10 minutes.
Had a little break.
Yep.
Stretched our legs. Went to the bar, not to drink, or actually we didn't. Because
no, we walked in, went, oh, it's full, and left.
Yeah. We went to the bar to, like, sit for a bit before we saw Oldboy.
Yep. And then, you know, we went back in to see Decision Leave, which, for some reason, was a 35mm print that was being screened.
Of a movie that was shot on digital.
Yep, shot digitally, edited digitally, finished digitally. It's a very digital forward film.
Apparently looks great on the 4K.
It does. It looks... Oh, even on the Blu-ray it looks stunning.
Yeah. I can't wait because you've given me your old Blu-rays now that you have the 4K. Thank you, by the way. I promise I've already seen them, but I'll get to the other Blu-rays you've given me soon, actually, probably.
Yeah.
I do want to watch the Gundam ones at some point, but anyway.
So we sat down for Decision Leave, which was for some reason a 35mm print, which, you know... It's a choice, sure, but like it's a 3-year-old movie. The print quality can't be that bad. It's gotta be pristine.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, at most, it's gotta be like what 3 years old.
Yeah, the movie came out in 2022, so like English release 2023.
Yeah, so you know it's gotta be some cool artistic choice and not bad.
So it starts, and we immediately clock. Oh, this is dirty as hell.
There's so much fucking dirt on it.
Yeah.
Not grain.
Not grain. No. Like, that was a thing where I left and I was like, am I being insane, or was this just a dirty as hell print? And it was.
Yeah.
There was dirt. There was some scratches. There was so much damage during the reel changes. That's unbelievable.
It's insane. Like, that thing where like you can tell when a film reel is about to change.
Yeah, reel markers.
Because you see like the cigarette butts that you see, and I'm stealing that from fucking Fight Club. But I've always been able to notice those.
Yeah, they're necessary for like projection specifically. You should never see them on like home video releases.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You notice them during.
Well, I always recognize them because even as a kid, like in the cinema, I was like, what are those dots things that keep popping up? But like, now that I know, they're indicators for when the reel is about to change and stuff. But like, even without them, you can physically see the reel changing.
Yeah.
The frame loops up.
It is rough as fuck. There's each like not even frame, like several frames when it changes from reel to reel has so much damage on each of them. That final shot is so fucking ruined by the fact that there's just two giant gouges across it when it ends.
Yeah.
Which isn't a real change, it just stops. So, but there's massive, just like scratches.
Gashes, yeah.
And there's, you know, multiple like incorrect, I can't even call it color grading. It's clearly some problem with the film itself.
Yeah, it's damage to the material itself, because there are parts, even I noticed, like the hues were shifting.
Yep, there's one
in the middle of a scene, and it's like, I don't think this is a stylistic choice.
No, because when it started, I was like, this film's yellower than I remember, and that's just a pervasive thing that happens across
funny, because
the
in
film.
my mind it felt like it was bluer than it should have been at some scenes anyway.
Some scenes, yes. No, there's definitely scenes where it goes a bit too blue, which is crazy because the film is a sort of slightly colder graded film, very
it's a neo-noir,
yeah. And it plays into that whole kind of like dynamic between the two main characters as to why it's like a bit more of a colder hue than a warmer graded film.
Like artistically, you get it.
Yeah, but it swings both ways, where it's either yellowed to hell or a bit too blue. It's never like nicely in the middle.
It's never where it's supposed to be.
No, and it was misaligned for like the entire film because the
fucking
subtitles
frame went unstable at points.
The subtitles were like, rather than sitting like straight and like head on where you could read them, they were kind of like tilted in towards the screen, because I guess the film was tilted and going at a weird angle.
I did notice it immediately, but like you did come over to me and be like, Victor, squint.
Yeah, because at first they're like a little too one way or the other and slightly out of focus, but then the whole film they're just sort of like a bit too one.
Yeah, it's sort of
sided,
wobbled in. Yeah. I don't know how to describe it.
There was never an actual like part of the film where the subtitles were fully properly in focus. Thankfully it's being projected on a big enough screen that it's not that big a deal, but like it's still not great.
Like I want to stress, as the person who was watching this for the first time, it was watchable.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the film itself. It was good. I currently said I'd maybe rank it just above No Other Choice, but that's pending a rewatch of No Other Choice that I think I need to have, because I feel like I just need it to like fully comprehend what No Other Choice was probably going for. And there are scenes in No Other Choice that I think were probably better than what was in here, but I'll have to go into that another time. Yeah. But like, my point is, the movie was good.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. I gave it an 8 out of 10. The same as I gave Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I watched it in the most pristine quality.
No, it's one of those things where like I'm genuinely like, I might just watch it again on home video just to get the better
experience,
image quality, because it does something to like. It's such an incredibly well shot film. It looks stunning. There's so much precision in the cinematography, the way the visual effects are used, like especially later on in the film for like texting and stuff like that, and just like, you know, sometimes like seeing someone looking down at their screen, and there's like one shot where the text bubble for someone typing is like, you can see them looking at it, and it's that thing where we were talking about it after No Other Choice, where I was like, I think Decision to Leave incorporates technology a lot better than No Other Choice did.
I'll agree with that.
And so for such a technology digital forward film, to see it on 35mm with such a bad print, it's such a big letdown, because it doesn't convey how amazing this movie actually looks.
Yeah. So I've suffered from that now.
You have, yeah.
I'll rectify it by, I don't know, watching it again at some point. I feel like it's gonna be a commitment though, because there was a lot happening in both films, really.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think Decision to Leave feels like his longest movie.
Definitely.
It is, I think, maybe runtime wise, but I think maybe No Other Choice is slightly similar in length. But I think Decision to Leave feels like the 2.5 2 hour 40 minute long film that it is, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
It does suck. There was definitely like I don't even think it was fully in focus because there's so much more depth of field stuff that I remember in the film that just doesn't come across, or didn't come across when we watched it in the cinema. So yeah,
You are genuinely very annoyed.
I am. I don't know, like, one, why a 35mm print of the film exists, and two, how it's in such bad fucking condition after only like 3 years. This should be pristine.
Yeah, like, as a fun thing to do for like a night, like at like a theater, I think it can be a fun artistic like choice to make, to put up a film on like 35mm and watch it that way. Essentially, now that I've seen it, feels like a weird choice.
If Oldboy had been 35mm, I think that would have been fucking amazing.
Yeah.
No other choice did not benefit. In fact, Decision to Leave suffered from it, you know?
Yes.
It's such a weird film to choose to display in 35mm. I don't even know why it was printed to 35mm in the first place, considering it came out in 2022. It came out over here in like 2023 for cinema. Yeah. So I don't really know why they did that.
To trick film nerds like us into seeing it.
Yeah, probably. I was gonna go see it whether it was digital or 35mm because I wanted to see it on the big screen, but like,
and I got to see it with a friend.
Yeah, you did.
That was, yeah. It's just disappointing.
We also went to see Scream 7.
Oh my god, yes we did.
Just as a quick little wrap up for this.
Yeah, that was like that was full on a month ago now.
Yep, literally right after we recorded our last batch of episodes.
I gotta say, Scream 7 is, first off, worst Scream movie.
Oh, 100%.
Like, not even close.
No.
The weakest one before this was like the second one, and even the second one had some good things to it.
Yeah.
I still give it like a 6. I gave this a 4.
Yep, same.
It is Scream by the numbers, by someone who just didn't want to build on what was in the previous movies and was just like, you remember Thing? It's Thing. You know Scream? This is the Scream thing.
It doesn't even like fully make sense that when you actually sit down and like, because every Scream movie you can sit and you can place all the pieces as to how you end up at the end.
Yes. With
the killers and their motivations and stuff. And in here, it's just such an ass pull.
Yeah.
And there's no real motivation. It's just...
2 had the mother of like the boyfriend Billy, yeah, I can't believe I forgot Billy. Had the mother of Billy in like a sort of one, as you know, that's a horror movie motivation right there, but also that's a send up to like Friday the 13th in a sort of backwards role. You have Scream 3 with this like the half brother, which is still a bit of an arse pull, but you know, they at least plant the seeds that that's a thing throughout the movie. 4, you have the niece, which is just a cool twist because she was the main character up until that point. 5, soft reboot.
Yeah,
it's allowed to do that. 6, it built off what 5 was doing. But then, of course, you know, to go into the real life stuff for a second, because Scream 7 was not originally supposed to be this.
No.
Quite rather infamously.
Yeah. Everything with, you know, Israel and Palestine kicked off in October 2023, and one of the lead actresses said, you know, free Palestine.
Yeah, maybe genocide is bad.
Yeah.
Can you believe that that's a controversial statement now?
And she got sacked for that, and then Jenna Ortega also walked away because fair enough.
Yeah.
And so they scrambled to do anything else.
And just when we were finally moving away from Sydney and all that stuff,
they brought her back.
They paid for her to come back.
And Matthew Lillard is also here for like 3 scenes.
It's not even consistent either, because like, and I want to give context. We were the only 2 people.
Oh, we were, yeah.
And like, this was sort of a follow-on from No Other Choice, where it was like us and like 2 other people.
Oh no, No Other Choice was pretty packed.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a pretty full screening.
I remember being somewhat empty.
No, it was like almost sold out.
Damn. I dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in Scream 7, it was empty.
Yeah.
It was just us. Us on like a, what was it, Monday, Tuesday afternoon.
You're thinking of Mask of Phantasm. A long fucking time ago.
I don't know. I feel like...
No Other Choice was almost sold out.
Okay. I don't know where I got that from then.
Because our row was like full. I remember the girl sitting next to me giving far too much.
Oh, okay.
She was reacting far too much.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm proud. I don't know why I'd be thinking of Mask of Phantasm. That was such a long fucking time ago.
I know.
But yeah, we were the only ones in the theater.
Yep.
So we were at full liberty to talk shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Whoever was in the box must have fucking hated us. Because we were like right under the box as well.
Yeah. I bet that they just press play and leave and just let it run.
Honestly, good.
Yeah. I doubt that they actually like stay in there.
Yeah. But it does mean when Matthew Lillard popped up, first time, was it the first time he was all scarred to shit?
Yeah, he like FaceTimes Sydney and has like his face is all scarred up because they talk about like, you know, the TV falling on his head and stuff, and he survived that.
Okay. Of course he did.
At the, you know, the actual direction the film goes in, I wish they had actually just been like, yeah, he somehow survived that.
Yeah, like bring him back for no fucking reason other than we're on the 7th one now. It's like, it's shit if it's something like Star Wars where it's trying to take itself somewhat seriously in its own universe.
Mm-hmm.
Scream doesn't need to take itself fully seriously. You can just bring that back. You can bring him back and be tongue-in-cheek about it.
Yeah.
Why did they choose the worst option of having it be fucking AI?
Yeah, and there's no real like commentary there either. It's just, yeah, they used AI.
Yeah, it's just a way to get him back so that they can fucking market it as the one where Stu comes back, even though he doesn't.
No.
And the thing is that like that first time he's FaceTiming Sydney, they put in the effort. They scar him up. Mm-hmm. He's actually on location somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably on, if not an actual iPhone, at least something that gives off the effect that it's supposed to be one. Second time he does it, he's in a studio. He's just Matthew Lillard. The scars aren't really there anymore. And he's doing the promo for the movie instead of actually filming the movie.
Yeah, he's just on a green screen for the rest of it at that point.
Yeah. And it's the same green screen that gets all the other characters that are dead but come back. You remember Thing? You remember Thing 2? You remember Thing 3?
They killed off David Arquette just to fucking bring him back in this.
As AI.
As AI.
For a cameo. They must have paid him the big bucks.
Oh, they would have paid him so much for just that.
I hope they paid him like even just like the tiniest bit of what Courtney Cox got.
Yeah.
Because they doubled her pay to make sure she stayed. And honestly, good on her.
Yeah.
Get that bag from this bullshit. She didn't even have to do anything in this movie.
God. What a shit show.
Yeah. Courtney Cox, like, did not give a fuck.
No. And that's honestly what makes her performance in this, like, so fun.
Yeah, she's the best part of the movie because she does not give a fuck. She's like, this is Scream 7. I wasn't even supposed to be here like this.
Yeah, the fact she even survived 6 is crazy in and of itself. Like, she should have died in that one, but I guess at that point they weren't willing to let any more core cast go. Because even in 6, like, she doesn't have any story. She's just doing the same shit she's always done.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, for 6 specifically, if it was because, like, they felt like it would be repeating Dewey's death.
Maybe, yeah. Or just, I don't know, write her out.
Yeah, just don't refer to her. Why is she in New York? Well, she's in this one, and she's technically given more stuff to do, but like, she's also acting kind of out of character.
Because she just sort of has to be like a weird, slightly antagonistic.
Yeah, she has to sort of regress a little bit, even though she's done the character development of being actual friends with Sydney.
It's, everyone's just The movie's not good.
It's not a good one, but it was a fun cinematic experience of just being able to be Statler and Waldorf in the theater.
Yep. I'm so glad we didn't pay for it either. That shit being free is what kind of saved it from being anymore. I think.
Yeah, we got free tickets to see it because of your.
Yeah, I get them through Sky, so.
Yeah, so we didn't pay anything to this movie, and quite rightly.
Yeah. Anyway. I think that's, the end of this episode. I don't really... Yeah. I could talk about other stuff I've been to see. I've been seeing plenty of films recently, but I don't really have the energy left.
Yeah, it's the end of the day.
It's the end of the day. We've been recording long enough as far as I'm concerned.
Tune in next time when, I don't know.
I'll have done more stuff probably. Yeah, thank you for listening to this episode of Anime Lane. You can come back next week when we're talking about Cyborg 009 versus Devilman and Venus Wars. Yep, totally didn't have to think about that.
Nope. Spoiler alert, Battle of the Mids.
Okay, we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.